Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Global video. So in this video we are going to cover a guide to the latest EZA area added to DBZ Dokkan Global, and that is for Beepan LR, or the LR Beepan. Now if you don't know how to get LR Beepan, it is covered in one of my videos under the tutorial section, so you can click on the tutorial playlist and find out there. But basically, to get LR Beepan's EZA, you need to make sure that you've EZA'd all of these characters on the screen now. All of them are part of the April Fool's Halloween events. They're all special edition characters. They're pretty easy to EZA. It's just a little bit of a grind for players, and if you don't have them right now, their events are behind keys, so it can be a little bit annoying. There's one stage, it's pretty straightforward. And Beepan's EZA looks pretty good. Obviously, she gets a permanent 55% reduction instead of a chance, which is a big change. She gets an increase to her healing capabilities. She gets an increase to her stun chance, and basically just gets an all-round improvement. Obviously, with LRZAs, their stats don't go up, but even just the change for Pan to having a permanent damage reduction is a massive buff to this character. So we'll go to the stage now and we'll just take a look at how everything goes together. We'll look at what kind of team build we can use to take on the stage. It should be pretty straightforward, not too worried about it. Beepan's obviously great on multiple teams. You've seen me use her in plenty of SBRs. There's a couple missions here, mainly for just performing certain steps of the awakening. You can only challenge the Beepan stage once every 7 days. So if you haven't done the Beepan stage just yet, please make sure that you do it now. As at the time of this video, if you don't do it pretty much within a day of this video, you are going to struggle to get all of the medals that you need in the required time. We're just going to beef up our stamina here to do the event. I'm not too worried about using a little bit of meat to get the video done. Obviously, this event doesn't drop as much experience as the Beepan growth events, but it still drops a sizable chunk. But you're going to want to make sure that you have some stamina reserved, and you want to keep checking on the event to make sure that you obviously keep up with the events and that you're not leaving any days free or anything like that. That's going to obviously be the best point of call. Now, as the leader, we are going to take the physical Goku. The reason being is he is a superclass 44% type lead. We're then going to take Beepan and pretty much all of the other cards. The Vegeta, although he won't be getting any of the buffs from the Goku, he should be perfectly fine. The reason being is obviously he's AGL type, and remember, he gains a whole bunch of buffs when fighting superclass enemies, so he is going to be okay under the leader skill. He's not going to do the greatest damage, but he shouldn't get us killed, which is going to be like the #1 priority here. But then other than that, the team is going to be pretty straightforward. Because the units are pretty much like delegated to you, you kind of have to take them. It's pretty self-explanatory. I wouldn't suggest taking the Candy Vegeta as your leader skill. It can be tempting because of the way his nuking ability works, but unfortunately I would just stick with the Goku. From my experience, having run the stage, the Goku is the #1 call here. He's going to be perfectly fine. Your team should be fine underneath him. I can't see you having that many problems. If you are having some problems, or if you are a little bit concerned about taking on the stage, just remember to slot some equipment on your characters. Even a little bit of extra health here or there, a little bit of extra attack, a little bit of extra defense, whatever level 1 or 2 or 3 equipment you haven't used. Slap it on your characters and it should be more than enough to push you through the stage. As you can see here, we're going to just move this physical Goku out of the way. That's pretty much our only priority here. The rest we're just going to kind of let happen as is. But ideally you want to move the AGL Trunks onto main rotation, and then you obviously want to move the physical Goku off rotation as quickly as possible. Once you've done that, things should be relatively smooth sailing. As you can see, Beepan doesn't have the most insane health pool, so we should be more than fine. I can't see there being too many issues, but again, just move that Goku out of the way of attacks or off rotation as much as possible, and then just let the trunks go to work, and you should be more than fine. Obviously this Ghost Tanks is really good for healing, so try and grab as many orbs with him as you can. You can also obviously increase his defense, just make sure that you get as many rainbow orbs as possible. Grandpa Gohan and Pan are also a great source of damage, so they will be more than fine. We'll see how much damage Pan does, so only 56k. So Pan's super attacks are only hitting 100k, which is not too bad. Pretty much about 80-90k. Against a neutral type unit, so we should be more than fine. And yeah, done. So not too hard, doesn't look too threatening or anything. Like I say, if you are worried, maybe your characters don't have 15 out of 15 SA, maybe you've just quickly awakened them, maybe you're just struggling in general, or maybe you don't get lucky with the rolls. If you want to avoid any of those factors coming into play, just make sure that obviously you apply equipment to the characters and you will be more than good to go. So don't worry about it. But yeah, that's the Beepan event done. We got about 60,000 XP as well, and we got 2 medals. Well, we got 10 medals, but we got a batch of medals. So it looks pretty solid, pretty straightforward. You can only take it on once every 7 days, so obviously do it as early as possible and as quickly as possible. And yeah, we should have enough medals after 40 of them. I think it goes 10, 15, 20, I believe. So we should have enough after 4 attempts. I believe that's what everyone was saying. So yeah, that is pretty much how to run the stage. And like I said, it's not too difficult, as you could see there. Just make sure you keep Goku off rotation. Although I didn't see how much damage he took, but I would just keep him off rotation as a precaution. And obviously put the Kid Trunks in the way of as much damage as possible. Otherwise, any unit that it seems has about 40,000 or so defense, or around about there, will only take 60k from a super attack. So yeah, pretty straightforward. Obviously awaken the Beepan, because that's going to help you in future as well. When you are taking on the stage, obviously awakening her allows her to be better, and yeah, just all pretty straightforward from there. But we'll quickly jump across. I'm just going to quickly switch over so we can take a look at the special campaign. There is a special campaign that's currently on for Awakening Beepan. You can get a whole bunch of extra stones, and you can also get 5 cards, which is great because you're obviously going to need those to get Pan to 25 SA. To get all of these rewards, you pretty much have to run Beepan as she drops and complete her every week. So good luck. But until the next video, cheers guys, stay safe, and bye!